So as we remember those who have passed on this All Souls Sunday, we turn also toward one another to affirm the promises that shape our lives together. Please rise, stay risen, and recite our covenant this morning. Love is the spirit of our people, and service is our call to build the beloved community, to seek fuller truths in love, to dwell together in peace, to offer aid and affirmation, and to tend to our mutual well-being. This is our covenant. Good morning, and welcome to All Souls Church Unitarian, whether you're here for the first time or the 1,000th, in the pews or online. In this sacred space, we gather across distance and differences to build the beloved community. My name is Saul Ujoa. My pronouns are they, them, and he, him, and I am your worship associate this morning. And on this All Souls Sunday, we gather to honor those who have died and to make space for our grief and memory, however they arrive. Prior to moving to DC 8 years ago, I was a member of another All Souls in Western Michigan, where the Reverend Colleen Squires was the founding minister. And she ended every service by saying, "Our worship is over, our service begins. Go in peace and know that you are loved." Colleen died unexpectedly last October, and she believed those words weren't just a closing, but a promise, a reminder, a blessing. And I carry her voice with me today because here too at this All Souls in DC, we try to live that reminder. That you are loved, that your grief has a place, and that none of us is alone. And one of the ways that we practice that care is by staying connected. So I invite you to turn your attention to the connection card that you received when you enter the sanctuary today or posted in the chat. And each week, the connection card helps us stay rooted in each other's lives. Whether you're new or have been here for decades, this is one small but powerful way that we weave community and offer care to one another. If you're visiting for the first time, we'd love to send you a gift, so please be sure to include your mailing address. And if you bring your completed card to the welcome table during coffee hour in Pierce Hall, just across the hall out the door to my left, will offer you a gift. So now, let us take a moment now to name the truth that death comes unequally in our society. That who is remembered, who is mourned, and who is protected in life and in death often reflects injustices in our society. From lives lost to state violence and neglect, to those who die alone, unnamed or unmourned, we remember them too. And in our acknowledgement, we also recommit to honoring every life as sacred and to building a world where dignity is not reserved for the few, but shared by all. And as we hold the truths of our world, we also hold one another. So let's now take a moment now to connect with the people around us, to greet, chat, say hello to someone new or someone familiar. So please rise as you're able and greet those around you. And welcome to All Souls.
Good morning. My name is Shirley Blakely. And I have had the privilege of working with some amazing All Souls quilters. I want to talk about this quilt here this morning. It is our third quilt. In September 2000, the congregation was invited to assist in the making of this quilt by submitting the names and a remembrance phrase to honor a loved one or someone who had touched their lives in a special way. Over 200 names were submitted in a short amount of time. So 15 quilters came together to make this quilt. We were deeply touched by the outpouring of names and remembrances in honoring loved ones. So in honor of this, we, the quilters, decided to use a star pattern and embroidered chalices in the middle of the star. To make sure the names on this quilt were consistent and legible, the quilters held a chili luncheon in Pierce Hall to raise money to purchase an embroidery machine. Working in Pierce Hall on Saturday mornings, we considered it an honor to put our heads together and to do what was necessary to construct this quilt in the best way possible, making sure we could fulfill the expectations of honoring loved ones. The quilt contains embroidered chalices in every block that were hand-stitched by Kathy Shahan, sitting right there. So the names of loved ones are The names of loved ones are embroidered by the embroidery machine. Remembrances are written on the back of the quilt. Virginia View, who's sitting right here, wrote this booklet called The Ties That Bind. In this booklet, she states, as they worked together, piecing and stitching, the names and thoughts evoked personal memories that were shared, and in the sharing, created a spiritual fabric for the quilters. Examples of names on this quilt: 3 All Souls ministers, A. Powell Davies, James Reeb, and David Eaton. Pillars of the church: Carl Halverson, Thelma Whitehead, Janet Keenan, Lois Mullendore. Local DC leaders: David Clark, John Wilson, Josephine Butler. Families: mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, children. And the names of some of those who died of AIDS. We recognize this, and the quilters dedicated a special block and a chalice for those who died of AIDS. So those who submitted the names knew that they had a connection to All Souls. And with All Souls, that their loved ones will always be a part and remembered at All Souls Church. We remember them.
So our time for all ages today is an invitation to our kids and youth to be helpers. So I'm the Reverend Caitlin Cotter-Koilberg, your acting minister of religious education. And if any kids would like to help me with a special ribbon ritual, this is going to involve taking baskets of ribbons and making sure every person in the sanctuary gets a ribbon. So I need a few kids, if anyone wants to come forward and help. And I could use some teens maybe too. Yeah, and we've got the fabulous Kathy and Lydia who are going to help coordinate us. So this is inspired by the tangible memory making of these gorgeous quilts we have here. So we have 500 ribbons here, and we're going to invite everyone to take one ribbon and write on it the names of your beloved dead, the folks who are on your heart and mind when you think about those who have died, who we're remembering, and who we're living into the legacy of. So you're going to take your ribbon, you're going to write those names, and then we have a ritual here at All Souls where we speak the names of the beloved dead, and we've often lit a candle. Well, today, instead of lighting candles, we're going to take a ribbon. You're going to take your ribbon that you wrote the names on, and you're going to go to these beautiful frames constructed by Reverend Rob Keefen. And you're just going to put your ribbon on there. And of course, if it's hard for you to come up and you need someone else to bring your ribbon up, feel free. And then we've got to have a team of folks led by the fabulous Lydia are going to later take these ribbons outside and tie them as a blessing and a remembrance on our fence out there. And then the elements, the wind and the rain, will carry our prayers and our love to our beloved dead over the next few months. All right, so if you understood what I just said and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get a ribbon and then I'm gonna write names on it and that makes sense, can you tap yourself gently on the head? Excellent. Now can you pat yourself on the back? Oh, y'all are fabulous. All right, kids, so we're going to divide you into teams. We have 8 baskets. We have 500 ribbons. And as this beautiful piece of music plays, we're going to make sure that they get out to everybody. Are you all ready to do this? Yeah, we're going to be in teams. So we've got some older kids here who have the baskets, and then younger kids, can you find an older kid with a basket and help them pass them out? And you were just using the pins that are in the pew. But we also have ushers with the power of the pen in the back. Indeed, it is mightier than the sword and our ushers will empower us if you don't find it there in the pew. Thank you. So if you don't have a ribbon yet, can you wave your hand? Kids, so look for hands up. That's folks who need a ribbon. And if you've passed out all of your ribbons, you can take one for yourself and you can bring your basket back up here. So remember, y'all, these ribbons we're going to place up in a ritual we'll do in just a few minutes. Thank you so much, kids, and thank you for everyone for trying out this new ritual. This is the third church I've gotten to lead this in. It's one of my favorite things. So remember, just hold on to your ribbon for a little later. And kids, remember, all ages are always welcome here in this sanctuary space. If you want to stay with your responsible adults, your parents, your caregivers, there's going to be another ritual where we say names and we put the ribbons on here right after a poem. But if you are already ready in your body to head to your class, then the adults are going to sing us on our way. So again, kids, youth can stay or you can come now.
Our reading this morning is by the great Maya Angelou, When Great Trees Fall. When great trees fall, rocks on a distant hill shudder, lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly, our eyes briefly, to see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after a period, peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing electric vibration, our senses restored, never to be the same, whisper to us, they existed, they existed. We can be and be better, for they existed. Helen Keller wrote, "We bereaved are not alone. We belong to the largest company in all the world, the company of those who have known suffering. When it seems that our sorrow is too great to have been borne, let us think of the great family of the heavy-hearted into which our grief has given us entrance, and inevitably, we will feel about us their arms, their sympathy, their understanding. It is into this compassionate company that we name those whom we grieve." I'm going to model this for you, but I'm going to invite you to come forward in this ritual of naming and honoring those whom you grieve. There will be a center microphone, and I invite you to come forward and to clearly share their name and their relationship to you. There will be a bell to ring, to toll in their honor. And if you so choose, you may put your ribbon on one of our screens. Let us do this ritual of remembrance with one another. Judith Zinke.
John Gregory Ford, my nephew.
Poppy Jean Barger, my granddaughter who died at the age of 3 days.
Bruce Logan, beloved father.
Michael James Perrin.
Joe Slane, pastor who taught me how to love people well.
Kathleen Missy Williams, sister.
Marilyn McChesney, my mother.
Emily Johnson, my cousin. Joan and Fred Siegfried, my parents.
Tony Williams, my brother.
Keith Fort, my father.
Phoebe Anderson Collins, mom.
Dear Uncle Derek Carter, who passed away last week.
Christine Bach, who died too young, friend.
My grandmother, Nana.
Ted, my husband. Ron, my partner. Gay and Russ, my parents. Rick Smith, my cousin. Bob, Susan, and Mindy.
Helen Quisdorf, mother-in-law.
Kay Brockton, mother.
John Steitskamp III, my uncle.
Christopher Massey, my stepfather.
John Bethel.
Alice and Richard, mom and dad.
George and Naomi Person, parents.
Maxine Ida Mae Lee, my grandmother.
Irene Baker.
In addition to those I have known, I offer this ribbon for the unnameless, for the unnamed, who die alone.
My grandmother, Nellie Pittman.
My grandmothers, Louise Shelton, Hilda Griffith, and Bertha Bernhusel.
My grandmother, Matilda Cruz, and my grandfather, Victor Dixon.
Kitty Burnett Sims, my best friend since 8th grade.
Justin Kreider, cousin.
My sister Lauren.
My mentor, Joan Duncan Adams, and my friend, Grant Wilder Smith.
My mother, Sue Zatelli.
My husband, Bob Bloomfield.
Ethel Mabie Falk, my mother.
Bill and Marie Mangan, my parents.
My sister-in-law, Lisa Gonzalez Watson.
My grandfather, Robert Duncan, my friend and mentor, Anna Beecham, and my aunt, Angela Smith.
Dave Churchill, my husband.
Ann Crosby, my aunt. and Ellen Davidson, my best friend's mother.
Gary Wolf, my husband.
Jim Kling, my father.
Alan Carl, father.
Bagana Wamepo, my father.
Most of my family who died before their time.
My father, Alfred Sang. My grandparents and my uncles.
Elizabeth and Sergeant Sterling, my grandparents.
My grandparents, Henry and Ruth Bader, and my uncle, Arthur Hatchard.
My grandmother, Josephine Spardella, their great-grandmother.
My grandmother, Kathleen Blanford.
My sister, Donna Carter, and my nephew, Daoud Darian.
My grandparents, Peter and Marion Medved, my dad, Bill Jansen.
My friend, Tim Wargoletsky.
My parents, Indra and Sukarma Gupta.
My parents, Vernell Lilly, Richard Lilly, and John R. Holland III.
With this ribbon, I honor the lives of my parents and my friends who died before me.
Becky Bond, a friend of over 50 years.
My uncle, Brother Declan Kane.
William Burke, my best friend.
Mariana Bolito.
For Dorothy Bledsoe, her beloved husband, Raymond Bledsoe, and Judith Clark, her sister-in-law. As for me, my brother, Jimmy Lee.
Jean Klinger and Jane Newhagen, inspiring practitioners of mindfulness.
Iona Rhodes, my mother.
My husband, Grant Smith, and my mother, Diane Thurston.
My wife, Sally Rudney. My parents, Kimiko and Henry Clark, and my grands, Yamaguchi and Clark, and my mentor, A. Billy S. Jones.
Elizabeth Lachlan, my mother.
My dear friends, Sally Redney and Elizabeth Arledge.
Doug Kirby, my father.
My father, Delray Kuntz, and my teacher and mentor, Mary Krieger.
My grandmother, Peggy Tintera, and my cousin, Gemma Duffy.
My parents, Wurtis and Lorraine Walker, my grandmother, Courtney Walker, and three of my brothers, Bob, Junie, and Huey.
Friend Kevin Keefe. Jose Luis Sanchez, an All Souls member who was there for everybody.
My cousin, Paul Hanos.
My grandfathers, Brian Leroux and Ned Twombly.
My father, Carlos Abreu.
My grandmother, Louise Johnson.
Many family members who have passed, including most recently John F. Matthews, my father.
For Alice Rose Herbert and myself, Papa Tom Fox.
Our first miscarriage child.
Ruth and Dick Stewart, who my parents who died when I was a teenager, as was my brother.
My sister Joanne, my mother Peg, my father Ralph, my grandmother Bridget, and when my elders passed, Michael Pantaleano, who became my elder for all.
My brother, Peter DeForest Warner, my parents, Donald and Claudia, and my beloved friend, Mary Frances Siriani.
Antonia Contreras, grandmother, Rafael Trejo, father.
My partner, Jim, my friend, Susan.
My papa. Trisha Connor, my aunt.
Steve and Valerie Bowen, my parents.
Sam and Esther Handel, Jane and Kenneth Gang, my grandparents.
Bob Barker and Bob Williams, my two best friends.
John Paul White, my dad.
My dad, Bill Cherkasky, and my friend, Mary Rojas.
The three people I've lost this year: Isabel Russo, my mom; Ethel Dowdy, my mother-in-law; Becky Bauer, a friend of over 30 years.
Tom Donegan, a good friend.
My parents, my stepmom, Dr. Ella Mae Simmons, my grandparents and my husband's grandparents and parents.
Lucia Mulheron.
Joseph Terrell, my papa.
Kathy Campanella, my grandmother.
Two people I wish I had the chance to meet, Arthur Bradford, my grandfather, and Marjorie McClure, my aunt.
Jill Friedman, my mother.
My stepmom's father, Jack Dillon, who died this year at 99.
Bernie and Hallie, my parents.
Eleanor Woods, my mom.
The three people who raised me in this church to be the person that I am: Evangeline Wells, Rose Evans, and James Evans, my mother and grandparents.
My father, Leif Brackenridge.
My mother, father, and brother, Doris, James, and Peter Finley, and sister Carol Keck, Natalie Kempner, women of faith who taught me how to walk in this world.
My grandmother, Yola, who raised me. My mom, my dad, all my siblings, and all those who were estranged from me.
Jim Kukas, my father.
My grandparents, Rita and John Crimmins, my neighbor, Ruth Keller, my mentor, Jane Valerie Goodall.
Charles and Anne-Marie Subreville, best friends of my parents and family members and friends.
My great-grandma, Helen Moy.
My uncle, Trey Nicholson, who just passed away last week after a long battle with cancer.
My grandparents, Pete and Millie Moline.
My good friends Frida, Toby, and Andre, who all chose to leave us. I wish I'd been more present and aware of their struggles.
Pamela Rowe, Mom.
Thomas, my friend. James, my grandfather.
A number of relatives and friends, most recently neighbor Nancy Fletcher and violin teacher Shirley Santoro.
My parents, Martha and Joe, and grandparents, Bob and Fran.
My mother, Mildred, my father, John.
Louise, Jobel, and Mike, friends.
Aura Mitas, coworker.
My grandparents, Carmen, Gloria, Emilio, and Ramon, and my best friend from childhood, Lorena.
my grandparents, and my aunt, Nita Faircloth.
Dr. Jane Goodall, my inspiration for faith.
My sister Nada and a good friend Lynn.
Arturo Griffiths, longtime community DC activist.
My father, Reza Bahovich.
Helen Sam.
Amen. So, my father.
My mom and my father, it was Mary Nyako.
Dear friend, Peter Steed Mensch.
My mother, Marcia.
Marsha, David, and Ed, my friend and family.
Carmen Castillo, my mom.
My parents, Harry and Mary Braxton. My brother, James Alfred Weems, activist, born this day, 1934. We remember you, Billy.
My father, Glenn, my grandparents, Bob, Joyce, Ruth, and John.
A friend, Larry, way back from 7th grade.
My two best friends, Lisa Hart and Stephen Kelly, in 2002, and my two grandmothers, Mimi and Pearl.
My stepfather, William Edward O'Neill.
My aunt, Dolores Chewinski, and Andrea Leister.
My parents, Victor and Barbara Castello, and my teachers, Walter Pate and Marilyn Neely.
Dee Elfiki, my mom's best friend, and Kristen Pisick, a high school friend who died too young.
Gladys Howard, my sister.
Jean and Stanley Dempsey, my grandparents, my Papa Jim, and my little cousin Gabriel.
Amy McGlynn, my aunt.
My aunts, Lynn Benson and Claire Lowe.
My grandparents, Harold, Burl, and Harold.
My father, Tom Hargrave, and my extended family of aunts and uncles at All Souls.
My grandmother, Joy Blodgett, and our friend Huck.
My husband, Peter, also known as Pema Dunton, and my covenant sister, Kathy.
My good friend, Dr. John Fleming, my brother Larry, and my sister Vicki.
I will now read out the names of those submitted for our remembrance on the chat. Bev Johnson, Peter Haynes, Jose Luis Sanchez. Nancy and Walter Shebel. Beryl Schwartz, my mother, William Schwartz, my father. My grandmother, Laura Berg. Dick and Kay Shaw, Papa and Mama. Gigi Ma and Gigi Pa, my great-grandparents. Liz and Lyle Hall, my in-laws. For all the unhoused in DC who die alone without anyone holding their hands. For all those named and all those unnamed, we remember them.
Good morning, All Souls. Morning. I am Ebony C. Peace. I use she, her pronouns. I hope that you are getting excited for next Saturday's auction. This is a community building event in addition to a fundraiser. Tickets will also be available at the door, but you can get a better price if you pre-register. We are planning to close pre-sales tickets on Friday at noon, so get your tickets by stopping by the auction table or use the link in your bulletin. There is a pay what you can option available to support our feds and others at this time. And the fun has started already with our online auction. We already have nearly 3,500 bids in. Yes. Don't snooze on your perfect item. Go online today. There are also 3 other special programs being offered today. First, aligning with the theme of this morning's sermon, we invite you to join us after service for an honest conversation about death and end-of-life issues. This space is called our Death Cafe. It's led by Leslie Toth, a trained death doula. So please join us in the library today from 12:10 to 1:30 to participate. We will spend time sharing our stories, talking about how grief has shaped our lives, and thinking through how we might want to explore our approach to death. Also, listening circles. So as part of our social justice ministry, we invite you to join the last and virtual Souls for Palestine Listening Circle. And this is not a forum to debate, rather it's an opportunity for people to sit with any discomfort and connect across our differences with respect and mutual empathy. Listening circles will take place today from noon until 2:30, so please check the newsletter for the link. Finally, we invite you to join All Souls Migrant Solidarity Team today at 12:15 in the Longfellow Room, and this is for the launch of their monthly speaker series. Our guest is Kendra B., an organizer from Migrant Solidarity Mutual Aid, who will give us an on-the-ground report on a migrant community under siege. We would like to recognize these flowers donation right here. Do you see those beautiful flowers? Yes. They're in honor of Elizabeth Pruitt, who we celebrated her memorial gathering yesterday. And those flowers are donated by her Mount Pleasant Village Meditation Group. This week, we hold in our hearts Iman Alou. And if you regularly come through our Harvard Street entrance, you will notice that Iman was not at the front desk as usual. She has experienced a deep loss in her family. We offer our condolences to Iman, her family, at the passing of her grandmother, Kathleen Matthews Johnson. I invite you now to lift out loud or in the sacred silence of your heart the people, places, or causes that you carry with you today. You may speak them aloud or enter them in the chat if you are on Zoom. May we hold together and in community any joys and concerns untold and in our hearts. I invite you to join me in this prayer by Reverend Michelle Collins. Holy stillness. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant, speak with voices shaped by languages we did not create, breathe free air that others died to protect. Every freedom we exercise, every opportunity we pursue, every moment of safety we enjoy carries the fingerprints of those who came before us. We remember ancestors of blood and choice, known and unknown, who endured hardships we can barely imagine so that we might inherit possibilities they could only dream. We carry forward the hopes of enslaved people who chose love over bitterness, immigrants who crossed oceans for children they would never meet, activists who planted seeds in ground too hard for them to see bloom. Their struggles live in our bodies, their dreams in our daily choices, their unfinished work in our hands. May we honor their sacrifices, not through nostalgia, but through action, not through guilt, but through gratitude that moves our feet toward justice. Help us become ancestors future generations will thank, planting trees whose shade will never rest in, fighting battles whose victories we won't live to see, loving this world forward with the same fierce hope that brought us here. Amen.
First, a small correction that our listening circles begin at 12:30 p.m. this afternoon. Each Sunday, our service ends, but the work of love continues. We carry forward the names that we've spoken aloud and the ones we've held in silence. The memories that warm us, and the grief that still unsettles us. And in this community, we care for one another through presence, through generosity, and through small acts of connection. One way to do that is through the connection card, which is bright orange today, which our ushers will collect during the offering. And this week, Reverend Anastasia invites us to reflect and respond to the following question: who are you remembering this week? So as the music plays, let that question meet you wherever you are this morning. Please fill out both sides of the card and place it in the basket. And if this is your first time with us, be sure to write down your mailing address and bring the card to the welcome table in Pierce Hall. Thank you. This morning's offering supports the All Souls Emergency Fund, our congregation's direct response to the needs within our own community. From changes in federal staffing and contracts to withholding of benefits like SNAP, we know that more and more people at All Souls are facing real financial challenges. And this month, Share the Plate helps provide emergency support for housing, utilities, food, and other urgent needs, helping our fellow congregants stay afloat in hard times. We remain deeply committed to our ministries that support the wider world, and we also care for each other right here. If you're able, we invite you to give as generously as you can, and if you find yourself in need, please reach out to Reverend Rob. We have some funds available right now as well. If you're in the sanctuary, the ushers will be passing the plate for our offering. You can also text to All Souls by sending ASCU to 73256. If you're on Zoom, click the link in the chat, which will direct you to All Souls online giving. The offering will now be collected and graciously received.
I am
Our benediction this morning is by Henry Scott Holland. It is entitled, Death is Nothing at All. Death is nothing at all. I've only slipped away to the next room. I am I and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we still are. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effect, without the trace of sorrow on it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same that it ever was. There is absolute, unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am but waiting for you, for an interval, somewhere, very near, just around the corner. All is well.
Amen.